Cancer. I hope you're doing fantastic. Justice. Okay. So Justice is Libra's cards. You could be dealing with Libra or have Libra placements in your chart. But the ultimate underlying source of justice is exactly that. This is the scales tipping, and they're telling me more in your favor than probably in the past. And some of you have been waiting for this to happen for quite a while. Some of you have understood that this is what you've needed. Things to kind of go your way. You're going, yeah, no shit, Dark Dove, like seriously. But this is, you know, not jumping to conclusions based on emotion. So if you're currently separated from somebody, maybe there's other issues you don't know about. If you're, you know, single and not sure what's going on, you know, maybe divine timing is about to kick in. This is just thinking through situations fully and completely before making a decision. Again, not with too much, you know, if you're being pulled in too many directions, for a lot of you, it may be that a past person's coming back. They've been coming back. They come back and forth. But then you're seeing new people or you're trying to see new people. It's just talking about not rushing and don't be bullied into any sort of choice. Okay. Like, don't let the bullies tell you, you know, Cancer, all right, ultimatum, like now, let's go. I mean, you're worth the wait. So if you need time to make a decision or you need time to ponder where it is you're going or what you're doing, then don't hesitate. Do what you need to do. That's you know, perfectly okay. The Justice card also, just sliding that in there, can stand for marriage as well. All right, your first card coming into the month is the Nine of Swords. So you are being pulled in 50 different directions. This could be career-wise, money-wise, kid-wise, you know, maybe even your fur babies are like, hey, I need a little extra attention, and maybe just a lot of stress. It's almost as if you can feel this, this breath of fresh air coming, or you've been stressed, and now for some reason you're just starting to, like, that's going to unwrap. The Nine of Swords is worrying about things that haven't happened, that may never happen. It can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be a lot of things, but this, they're telling me, is coming to a conclusion. This feels like, though, again, the tail end. This isn't going to be like haunting you throughout the month or throughout the next couple of months, and I think you know that, and it's almost anxiously uncomfortable to not be in that constant stress. Does that make sense? Like, you've got your mind made up and you know you don't need to rush with that Justice card. So it's almost weird not feeling like you have to make a decision now, or you have to you know, do what somebody wants or needs. Like, no. Cancer's taking care of Cancer. The next card you have is the Judgment card. So a lot of this is going around a lot with a lot of signs, and it's fitting, right? We always look back and ponder the past year, the past few years, or past relationships, but the Judgment card is how you're feeling coming into the month. And this is looking back, but also forgiving yourself for whatever. I'm not sitting here saying, Cancer, you guys did some bad things. That's not what but I'm talking about ultimately saying, I forgive whatever shit has gone on, whatever part I've played. I forgive the other person. This is forgiveness, period. The Judgment card is being able to look back and say, you know what? Maybe I made some choices I'm not happy with, or maybe I didn't stick with choices that I should have, you know, stuck with, and I had to pull myself out of a couple of binds. The Judgment card is looking back, but in a healthy way, this is, you know, forgiving myself, taking responsibility for where I go in my future. And ultimately, that's the biggest thing going on with the Judgment card. Cancer, now's the time to create your future, to move towards what you want. And in that being said, it's moving past from what you can, and then if there's something from the past that you want to hold on to, or maybe continue with, you'll make that decision. But there's about a forgiveness that needs to be had here. In fact, some of you are very nervous because somebody's coming towards you almost in a, like, I want to do this, Cancer, or I'd like to see if we can, you know, give this another shot. And it's making you feel very anxious because you're not sure that this is something you want. And for a lot of you, you're going, I don't see this person ever coming back. But some of you are going to be in for an interesting surprise. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. This is kind of like, this is what I want to stop. Now, some of you, maybe not. Maybe you're like, yeah, now's the time. Like, woo, woo, I've been wanting to do this. The Seven of Cups is temptation, options, choices, getting out there, meeting new people, having fun, you know, getting flirty, doing what you want to do. The Seven of Cups being in the past position, though, tells me you've done that. And for a lot of you, you want to get something serious like marriage, or you want to be in a, you know, committed relationship with somebody who doesn't always have one foot out the door, or isn't always looking at the grass is greener. And this can be reversed cross watchers too. So this is Cancer's read. Don't give them a hard time in the comments, but literally this can be, you know, maybe, you know, Cancer, you're ready to finally stick and you haven't wanted to in a long time, but now you're ready. For others of you, the Seven of Cups represent, you know, you've been in that long term and now you're going, hell no, I want to see who's out there. I want to see what's going on. I want to have some fun. I want to, you know, you get my point. So for a lot of you, you're on different wavelengths. Some of you are ready for the big, you know, the whole kit and caboodle, whatever it is to you. And then for others of you, you're like, nope, I'm good. I'm forgive the past, but I'm doing my own thing right now. The next card you have is your immediate past. Over the past few weeks, past month or two, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This gears more towards looking for that legacy, looking for that steady relationship. Because the Ten of Pentacles is that, again, it's generational, generation after generation after generation. So in it for the long haul, in it for the long term. So a lot of you have been thinking about that. Maybe you're done with, you know, players. Maybe that's the type of people that you've had in your life recently, and that's why you're letting this past go of, you know, the options and choices. You don't want, you know, Cancer, look, you guys are amazing. You guys are sensitive, emotional, fun, you know, ooh la la, like physically. So the thing is, with the Seven of Cups coming out, maybe this is the time when you're saying, no, I'm headed towards this. I want this legacy. I want this relationship. I don't want, you know, the lushies, or I don't know why they said lushies, but you know, maybe you've dealt with a lot of partiers or people who just, you know, have a lot going on, and you're like, no, I want something steady and committed and very they're telling me like at peace, somebody that you just feel very comfortable with, comfortable in your own skin. The next card you have is your distant past, or sorry, distant future. So over the next few months, this is what I was talking about, that you may have somebody who's coming back. They've been coming back. And I see this person like poke their head in the door and then disappear, poke their head in the door and then disappear. And then there's other people who've all of a sudden come up and they're like, hey, I want your attention. Maybe, you know, you're starting to get messages from other people from the past, not this past person who was so detrimental, but somebody you dated a while ago, or somebody else you dated a while ago. I know, I'm just saying, I had a few people reach out to me recently that I was like, where you been? And they wanted to know what I've been up to. So the reason I say that is the Two of Swords is a decision that needs to be made. And it really, 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 really feels like two people or two situations, past, present, maybe future. Maybe you're not interested in the present. Maybe it is this, you know, having fun and you know it's not going to be long term, and so you're focusing more on the future, but you're not sure that you want to bring the past back. So there's multiple options and multiple people going on for a lot of you here, Cancer. The next card you have is your immediate future, and you have the Death card, which is Scorpio's card. So you could have Scorp placements in your chart or be dealing with a Scorpio, but the Death card is not a physical death. It's actually an amazing card. It's a rebirth. It's a transformation. It's saying major transformation, whether it's you know, being healthier, changing habits, you know, it could be changing your circle of friends, changing the people you hang out with, going to bed earlier, whatever it is for you. This isn't just, hey, I got my hair cut, which is great if you're doing that and you're feeling better about yourself in other ways, fine. But this is huge. This is life affirming. Okay, something has held me back, and I know this, and I'm going to clear that energy. Now, this is also a rebirth. So this could be, well, you could be having kids, or you could be, you know, reincorporating a person into your life that you had kids with or talked about having kids with. But again, when I say the rebirth, this is a chance of something from the past coming back. I do feel, Cancer, they're telling me that you're very cautious again with that, which is why this Nine of Swords is probably here, that this person's come in and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And for a lot of you, you didn't think about this person, because they're telling me some of you are going to be shocked. You're going to be like, assuming you know who this person who's coming back is, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, who is this? I haven't even had you on my phone in like 3 years. What? Very interesting. You're going to have some visitors here, Cancer. The next card you have is anything tangible throughout the month, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody who's very cautious, somebody who's very hardworking but pays attention to detail. So you're going to be communicating with different people, past friends, past lovers, you know, a past person who's was a major relationship, and then also future people, future potential, future options. But you're like dotting your I's, crossing your T's, watching people. You're paying attention to what their actions tell you instead of their words. I could spout off a million different things to somebody, but if I act on it, then I'm showing them what it is I really want or who I am. Really, people tell you exactly who they are through their actions. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. You have the Justice card coming in twice. So again, Libra energy, you could have Libra in your chart or know a Libra, be dealing with a Libra. But the Justice card, as I said, don't rush. This is not about somebody making you feel guilty, or this is not about, you know, somebody who, you know, like I said, clock is ticking, Cancer. I need to know if you want to be with me or not be with me. The Justice card is saying you're going to take your time and figure out who, what, when, where, why. And if it doesn't make sense to you, you're not going to move forward in it. You've got like this, it's really strange. They're showing me this like house, right? Okay. And then there's like a line of people that are waiting to figure out what's Cancer's next move. What is Cancer up to? Does Cancer want me in their life? It's very strange. Like there's a lot of different energies here, a lot of different people. And it could even be like family, friends. Maybe you've been blocked off a little bit. There's something, people are very drawn to you this month. The next card you have is the Ten of Wands. Now, this is your hopes and fears for the outcome. And the Ten of Wands is a burden. You want to release a burden and you want to have, you know, completions on things. So completing, you know, past relationship that didn't work out, or, you know, completing a friendship that's not working out. Whatever it is for you, the Ten of Wands, again, is bearing some sort of burden and responsibility, and you coming to the conclusion that if the weight is that heavy on your shoulders, you're not going to bear it anymore. You're going to take the steps to release that from your life. Again, whether it's family, friends, lovers, etc. The last card you have is your outcome card, and you have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is news from afar. Excuse me, as I choke. News from afar, coming in very quick, Cancer. So news coming in very quick from afar. The Eight of Wands is news from afar coming in very quick. And the Eight of Wands is like fast. This comes in, it's almost forced action. Now, I'm not saying somebody's forcing themselves into your life. I'm not saying that all of a sudden, you know, you have no choice on this. It's actually the opposite. I think it's going to go, these cards are not cooperating. I think it's going to go along with the Seven of Cups. You're going to have a lot of choices and a lot of options, and it's going to come down to what do you want to do. See, and this is the thing. You have the Hermit card coming out, which is Virgo's card, so you could be dealing with a Virgo or a Virgo placements. But the biggest thing about the Virgo card or the Hermit card is that you're not talking to people about it. You're not sitting here posting on social media who the next person you're dating is or who this, that, and the other. You're keeping very quiet. Again, a lot of you are observing who's coming towards you and what do they actually bring to the table. Who's coming towards you, excuse me, who's coming towards you, and who do you actually, you know, see yourself going forward with. And there's going to be a lot of people, you know, trying to bust in here with this Eight of Wands. You've got a lot of people who are like, hey, I'm Cancer, I'm here. Like, I'm ready. And you're going, I'm not really sure. There you go. You got that Love card coming in here with the Ace of Cups. But you have the Hermit card, like I said. Somebody going inside spiritually, figuring out what it is you want. And then you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is Pyrrhic victory. It's defeat. It's dishonor. So you are cutting out some serious shit, Cancer. January is like, I take no prisoners. I'm done. I'm not going to deal with any crap from anybody. You really are going to figure out what the heck it is you want. Now, like I said, justice may be marriage. So there could be somebody coming in potentially with a marriage opportunity, or eventually becomes that marriage. And the reason I talked about that is because you have this Ten of Coins, Ten of Pentacles, as I said, which is a legacy type energy. Again, that long-term relationship. But you also have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is clarity, logic, power. All of a sudden you realize that you can go in any direction you want. You don't owe this person anything. You don't owe that person anything. You owe yourself. You owe your kids. You owe your fur babies for you guys to live your best life. And that's it. That's where it comes down to. Or your family, or people that you love that are close to you. Too many people have put you in situations or put pressure on you to you know, but I want to be with you, Cancer, but I need your answer now. No, like I said in the beginning, you're worth the wait. You really are worth the wait. And then you have the Ace of Cups here, Once you feel free and clear and you've gotten rid of the energy that's been holding you back, you've forgiven the past, you've forgiven yourself for anything that you've hold yourself accountable for, and you develop this Ace of Cups. In closing out, I love that because the Ace of Cups is new love. It's new beginnings. It can come from friendship. The Ace of Cups then becomes the Two of Cups, which is, you know, the twin flame energy, the karmic connection. So having the Ace of Cups come in says you've cleared out any baggage that you just can't deal with anymore. And you've decided that, you know, clearing that baggage out has put you in a position where you know, you can pick the right person for you. And like I had said before, you have a lot of options coming out here. Okay, meerkat, responsibility. And I really do think that kind of closes out well because the meerkat and the responsibility aspect of this is talking about you owe it to yourself, Cancer. You owe it to yourself to put something to rest, to re-embark on something, to cut everybody out and choose wisely. You get my point. There's something big coming for you, Cancer. It's almost like a redo. So you're worth the wait. You know, don't if you feel pressure of any sort, and maybe wipe the entire slate clean and start over and just say nothing that I've been dealing with for the past year or so is working. I'm going to wipe this clean, and new love is going to present itself. So Cancer, you have a lot to look forward to. You have some major blessings coming in.